move on to another story. Now, this week, KTN ran an expose of the desert of death, which outlined a mysterious epidemic that has killed at least 500 people in the county of Marsabit. Now, 2 days ago, it emerged that the Kenya Medical Research Institute had been tasked to research and report on what the epidemic had actually submitted the report on the same. But the Ministry of Health insists that it has not seen such a report. The question that is still begging is who will give Marsabit people and indeed Kenyans answers over the mystery epidemic. To explore the issues surrounding that matter, we are joined this afternoon by a health and environmental consultant, Ken Kogei. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us on the show today. Now, in the event of what is seemingly an environmental disaster, such as this one in Marsabit County, what should the people of Kenya expect from the government?
Okay, thank you very much, Michelle, for having me in the studio. Essentially, when you look at enterprises in the country, probably whenever there is any industry that has to start up, an environmental impact assessment has to be done. The EIA, basically, we term it as EIA in short. It basically covers the commissioning of a project. It starts during the operation and decommissioning after, that is after the project has been, it has gone through its life cycle. So probably you find that in such instances, probably there were industries which actually didn't carry out environmental impact assessment. We also have other industry players like the Directorate of Occupational Safety and Health that is actually concerned with the safety and health of people at the workplace. We also have the Public Health Ministry. So basically, I think in such an instance, you probably have to do to go back and see, where did we start? Where did this thing usually? Where did it come from? Probably, if it is something that is carcinogenic, that is causing cancer, probably something had been dumped there. We've had also recently, not only that case, we've also had the case where asbestos was actually dumped in Thika. And probably right now you don't see a lot of people, running up and down that something hazardous has been dumped there. But you wait probably maybe after 40 years, you find people starting, showing signs of probably sickness, people dying, a lot of cancer cases rising up. That is when we'll start running up and down. Yeah. But initially, if an EIA is done, then all that process has to be followed until decommissioning before a project is actually allowed to take operation. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Now, the team that was tasked with giving this report says that they have already submitted the report to the Ministry of Health. But the ministry, on the other part, says that it has not received the report. So what is the protocol? I mean, is there someone who's supposed to receive the report and acknowledge that the report has been submitted?
Well, the public have, they can go to NEMA. They can actually, launch a complaint. And NEMA has the responsibility to actually carry out investigations and, make recommendations and actually find out who is responsible for this. Yeah. Right. Because you find these others actually emanating from the environment itself. Yeah.
Right. Now, hundreds of Kenyans have died, over 500 Kenyans have died in Marsabit County, and you say it could be emanating from the environment. But do you believe that the government is clueless about the cause of this mystery disease?
Well, probably, I suppose if they actually knew what had actually happened, then they should have taken action. And if they haven't taken action, then probably somebody is being covered. You never know. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you are an environmental consultant. Maybe you could give us just an inside view of what your day-to-day activities are and what people like you can do to help people such as those in Marsabit County.
Well, what we majorly deal with is compliance issues, compliance to environmental sustainability, compliance to, that one falls under the Environmental Management and Coordination Act. We have an act called OSHA that actually companies have to comply with, inclusive of even standard. I believe you also do your annual audits and trainings in occupational safety and health. Yeah, so that is what we do. We actually help companies meet compliance through audits and trainings. And you find that probably people are getting, these days we find that actually industries are actually going into OSH, not only just for compliance issues, but also for business. Yeah.
All right. Now, many of the people in Marsabit County now are being treated for cancer. As much as it's been called a mystery disease, many of them are being treated for cancer. What are the repercussions of doctors going out to diagnose a disease that they really have no idea about?
Well, I believe in such a case, analysis of water, soil, and probably air quality should actually be checked. Probably it's not even, we can term it probably as something that has been caused by dumping of waste, but sometimes you can also find that it could be a natural thing. Probably people have tampered probably with a well or something like that. It could be coming from the soil itself. Yeah, we had an instance probably, it was a long time ago. I can't remember the year, but it was in America, where wheat was planted. And you find that the soil actually had iron deficiency, and people started showing symptoms of deficiency. So the cause could be natural, the cause could be man-made. So probably the lab analysis of the soil, lab analysis of the water will actually give us, what could be the cause of that. Yeah.
All right, and just to wind up, when we talk about an environmental, a mystery disease that comes up of an environmental issue such as this one, does it have repercussions in the future generations as well?
Definitely it does, especially with some of these things that are carcinogenic, that cause cancer. They actually go from generation to generation. Yeah, you can see a case probably like, you remember the bombing of, what was the name of this place? Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Yeah. The effects are still being seen. Yeah. So it's something that is actually long term, and that's the major problem with occupational diseases. Most of them, actually you find that their symptoms actually come much later.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us on the show, Ken Kogei, a health and environmental consultant, talking to us about the issue in Marsabit.